Welcome back to One More Mana. My name is Derik, and today we are getting into the top 5 most worthy cards from Warhammer 40k from those new commander decks, and I'm so excited to get into it. There's a lot going on, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. Dominaria United just released. We got Warhammer 40k decks that have been previewed fully but have not yet released. We have the Unfinity set that is in the middle of preview season, but I think is not fully spoiled yet. And we also have apparently a huge Secret Lair drop that is just wrapping up. I can't keep track of it all, but what I can do is come here and vent about 5 cards that make me feel some type of way, and that is what we're going to do and do our best to keep up. Now, if you want any of the cards that I mentioned here, or you're at any point trying to catch up from the last 2 years, TCG Player is going to have what you're looking for. Any type of foiling. Now we got galaxy foils, surge foils, textured foils, a slightly different textured foil. We got regular foils, Pringle foils, got non-foils, whatever it is you need, TCG Player will have it all. And if you use the affiliate link down in the description below, you can help support the channel in the process. We really do appreciate the help. And speaking of supporting the channel, we have a couple outlets to do so as well. If you're trying to look good when you play, maybe you're like me, you can't keep up with all the new cards. You can't keep up with the newest sets, and you're still playing Commanders from like 2015, but you can look good while you do it, and you can dress fresh and new, and you can do that with Into the AM. And as we do every week, we have a fresh message from Kenneth the Heathen himself talking about why you should rock Into the AM. Hello, my name is Kenneth the Heathen, and I am here to tell you why you should rock Into the AM. Not only will you look beautiful, not quite as beautiful as me, no, that's impossible, but almost. But you also never can lose a game of Magic the Gathering while wearing Into the AM. It is statistically impossible, scientifically proven. Okay, we're gonna cut him off there. Sorry, you might lose. But everything else Ken said was like super legit. Just roll with it, and definitely gets him Into the AM. It is so comfortable, so nice, and it is the closest thing I've ever gotten as a compliment from my girlfriend on my sense of style is when I'm rocking my Into the AM. So take that for what it's worth. And if you use the code below, you can get a discount and help support the channel. We really do appreciate it. Now, last thing going on, because there's a lot going on, there is also a very awesome Kickstarter going on with original Magic art for Foglio Playmats. Now, this is super exciting. It has some of the most like iconic old school art in Magic. The new Chaos Warp is a great example of this. Support the Kickstarter. You can get in on some of these playmats, and it is, I have no self-control with playmats. I know I'm going to be getting some. They are beautiful, and it's just an awesome opportunity. I love when OMA does a lot of this stuff with artists, giving you the chance to get playmats from some of the most iconic Magic art ever. Use the affiliate link down below to also help support the channel if you're interested. It's a really cool thing, and I mean, like, honestly, who can have enough playmats? I have like a mountain in there, and I can never stop getting them. I don't have a problem, I promise. And the very last thing to get to, if y'all want to come see us, if y'all want to come get in some Commander games, flip some tables on us, reverse the tables, reverse the roles, spin tables, spin, head on over to the Magic Summit. We got the link down below for Magic Summit. There's all types of stuff. You can get tickets on there. You can get all types of events. There are some insane events. There's a Black Lotus that's a prize for something or other at one point. It is insane, and I'm fairly certain that is the case. If I made that up, just roll with it. It's insane. Oh, the prizes on there. It's ridiculous. It's going to be an insane weekend, and for anything you get on there, whether it's for event tickets or just to get in or whatever it is, if you use the code ONEMORE, you can go ahead and get a discount and help support us in the process. That code helps support us getting out there, us staying out there, and the entire Ken flipping tables fun. So we need it for all of it. So help us out if you're interested in going, and definitely let us know. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, knock on our door, whatever it is. Definitely let us know if you're going. We definitely want to see y'all and get some games, and it'll be a good time. So that is all of the stuff to get to. It is a very busy time of year right now, but doesn't mean we're too busy for the top 5 cards from almost every set. At the rate they're releasing them, I'm gonna get to like 50% of the sets, but it's the A for effort. So in these Warhammer 40k decks, I'm gonna start by just saying I love them. They are beautiful. They are amazing. I came in with zero interest, like literally zero interest. When they talked about these, got into them, I was just like, I know nothing about Warhammer. None of the lore intrigues me. It's like a tabletop's kind of cool. I learned, I think like last year, that you actually paint them and everything. That's like super artistic and all into that. But I was like, yeah, it's just not my thing. I can skip this. This is great. And then all of a sudden I saw a Tyranid, and I was like, oh shit, that's cool. It's like you literally like took a sliver and like put it on like Alabama football team's workout program, and it's got fucking like muscles coming out of its shoulders and traps, and they got spines everywhere. You got human Tyranids, and some of them look like just giant monsters, and I'm like, okay, I'm on board. Then Necrons come out, and they're just like zombie robots that do crazy things and have like, it's almost like a badass version of like Zord. I think that's the thing's name from Buzz Lightyear. Long story short, it made me feel some things. So we're gonna get into these top 5 cards from this set that have really just making me say bruh for one reason or another. And the number 5 card on this list is gonna be the Golden Throne. As a card, this is really cool. It's a 4-mana card. It's kind of a way not to lose the game. It's a sack outlet that can ramp you. I really love the fact that it has some of the utility of something like an Ashnod's or a Phyrexian Altar, but without the potential to go infinite. Maybe, I mean, I'm sure there's ways, but in general, you have to tap to sack it, so it's not as abusable. I'm a big fan of the card, but the thing that makes me say bruh is for the art. If you're looking at the art of this, I just want to know, like, if there was an agreement or something, how'd y'all get a picture of me the morning after I have Taco Bell? Because at least ask. Like, I would have given y'all permission. I would have said you could use it, but it kind of feels like, did you put like a camera on my cat's head or some shit? Because you just got like me at my most exposed moment, and I don't appreciate that. But yeah, still probably gonna play the card anyway. At number 4, the number 4 most bro worthy card on this list is the Scepter of Eternal Glory. This is a really cool 4-mana mana rock that can tap for either 1 or 3 depending on your land situation. I am a huge proponent of any mana rocks that cost 3 mana or more. I, in general, do not like 2 mana and 1 mana and 0 mana rocks. For the format, I really want to play at a slower pace. I want people to be able to play decks that are not out to race everybody else. Like, I want to be able to sit there on turn 5, 6, and 7 and still just be doing stuff and not the game's about to wrap up. So the fact that it's a 4 mana rock, immediately I love it. The thing that makes me say, bruh, is, bruh, I think you're using the Scepter the wrong way, Mr. Necron man. Or whatever Necrons are. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to poke things with. Now, I'm not a Scepterist. I don't use Scepters. I'm not like some Scepter master of any kind. But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to poke people with them. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like a stabby weapon. So I'm very confused that it's making mana. Like, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, cool, a new equipment. Or maybe it's like, even if it's an equipment that makes mana, but the fact that it's just making mana, I feel like it's the equivalent of like using a chainsaw as a bookmark. Like, I don't understand what we're doing here. It's cool, I like it, but I feel like you're supposed to poke people with it. And maybe you know what, maybe the Necrons are different. They use their weapons as mana producers, and maybe they throw rocks. It's to each their own. Now at number 3, we have Traysen the Infinite. Now I just feel like this name, it's like the equivalent of naming like Gishath the dinosaurs, or like send triplets, I don't want friends, or like it doesn't make any sense. It's just so literal. It just like, obviously you're going infinite. You read the text, like, you are combining a bunch of artifact abilities. Like, clearly you're going infinite. I just feel like in the same way that like Sarkhan can only say or at least in my head canon, the only word Sarkhan can say is dragons. Like, he has no ability to say anything else. I don't think Traysen can say anything else other than I go infinite. It's like, we know, but that's just like, it's like a Pokemon. His only ability is to say that. Like, it was very on the nose. And you know what? I guarantee, I will bet you, I guarantee someone's still going to sit at the table with this card and be like, oh no, it's not that type of Traysen deck. Like, forget that his name is the Infinite. It's super fair. And they're going to combo off on like turn 5, but I'm going to regret not targeting them. It's just, it's a little too on the nose. I appreciate it as someone who's not always the most perceptive. Thank you, Wizards, for literally telling me what to look out for. But yeah, a little too on the nose. And Traysen, bro, you got to get a little bit less excited. Bluff a little bit better. At number 2, we have the Genestealer Patriarch. This is an awesome card. The Tyranids, spoiler alert, I'm in love with the Tyranids in general. They're beautiful. They're amazing. Great cards. The thing that really got me, the thing that grinds my gears with this, is the fact that when you start reading the text box, it talks about putting an infection counter on something, and I lost my mind. I did a little dance, started running around, grabbed my cat, danced with him. He got mad, he scratched me. I put some peroxide on it, put a band-aid on it, then got back to dancing because of how much I love this card. And then I read the next part and I found that infection counters just have to deal with token copies, and this was like a double slap. That's like I got slapped. I got the full front hand backhand treatment because, one, this infection counter has nothing to do with infect. We're all around Phyrexia right now in the main story, so I thought we might get some infect. No. And on top of that, it has basically negated the use of future infection counters to make things. I realized they could just use like completed counters or something, whatever. Not only will there not be infection counters now to give things infect, there won't be infection counters in the future to give things infect, or at least they won't be called infection counters, and that hurt me. It hurt me deep. And Genestealer Patriarch, more like Dream Stealer Patriarch, got him And then the number one most bro-worthy thing about this set by far to me are the Tyranids in general. Like, bro, these Tyranids are terrifying. There's these big, like, they reminds me of the things from Starship Troopers, the clampy spider things. Like, scary. They got spines everywhere. They got hooks for hands. Why do some of them carry swords? It's just not fair. Like, it's the equivalent of like a rattlesnake having a damn like mini missile launcher on its head, or like a shark having a laser beam or some shit. It's just not needed. Like, y'all are scary enough. You're doing too much. Like, yes, they 100%, like if they jump on one of the human characters or even one of the Necrons, I'm sure they don't need a sword. Like, they look so muscular and giant, they can definitely just tear them to pieces. Like, what is the point of having a bone sword? Like, it just feels completely extra. It's almost just like they saw the humans using swords and stuff and they're like, well, we might as well, like, maybe that's what we're supposed to do. But Tyranids, y'all have literal like weapons for bodies. Get on it. I feel like bone swords are so much more ineffective. Like, it's a bone sword. I'm pretty sure it could break. Like, especially with like space lasers and stuff, running out there with the sword when you could just run up behind somebody, just like rip them apart. Look, I love you, Tyranids. I'm probably going to spend way too much money on one of your decks, but please, like, use the tools you have. I don't know why swords are necessary when you're some sort of mutant spine monster. And that is going to wrap it up for the top 5 most bro-worthy cards or topics from the Warhammer 40k Commander decks. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. I am very excited for these. If my Magic budget wasn't already completely tapped, I would want all of them. Like, honestly, they look that cool. I love flavor is one of the biggest things to me, and I try to put flavor in all my decks, and the fact that they are 100% through and through flavorful, I'm never swapping out a card from any of these. These are if whichever one I get will stay the exact same, so I can maintain that flavor. I love it. Love it. Speaking of love, thank you so much to all the patrons. We really, really do love and appreciate y'all so much. And in the comments below, let me know what y'all are most excited about from these Warhammer 40k decks, or how do you feel about it? I know some people aren't quite as excited. Do y'all have some hesitations, some hesitancy, whatever the word is? How are you feeling about it? Let me know in the comments below. So much stuff to come. If you couldn't tell by the 75 million sets I announced at the beginning of the video, lots and lots of stuff to come. But until then, I'll see y'all next time.